I know it's Black Friday, y'all stuff from turkey season. Hey, it was a good time. Good food, good food. My name's Dante Barnett. I'm actually the guy who runs Soupman Productions. We do a different show here every month highlighting unrepresented people on stage. So last month we did Dark Brew. In September we did Deaf Comedy Jam for the deaf audience actually and translated comedy. Next month we're doing a show called Give Love Laugh. We'll do all donations to Union Gospel Mission. And then we've got another show called Mixed and Misidentified. Whole bunch of people that look like me. We call it the What Are You Show. So make sure you take a look around. Make sure you come back. We appreciate you being here. Give it up one more time for the moms in the building. Make some noise. My major reason for doing this show was 2 years ago I lost my mom, so she never got to see me on stage. And I think it's great to do a show that celebrates moms, because without mothers, none of us would be here. So give it up for your host and the first mother of the show, Joni Rose.
All right, my name's Johnny Rose, and I'm a mother of 5. So, when it comes to motherhood, I got a little bit of experience. How many moms in here tonight? I guess that's everybody. So, how many of y'all had to pay a nanny tonight? We all broke, I guess, right? Yeah, well, I still owe the father of my kids money. I have to pay him to watch his own kids. So, but I'm happy you guys to come out tonight. Even though the crowd isn't that big, I'm still a little nervous up here. But, it's okay. Like you said, we're doing this for the moms. All right, so my main thing is, when you're a mom, you have to become a liar. Now, I know that didn't sound too good, but, we're already the doctors, the teachers, and everything, but, we don't like to hurt the kids' feelings. So, for example, my 4-year-old can't draw. And, he brings pictures. Mommy, look at I drew you. Oh, my God, that's so cute. Lie. That was horrible, son. But you can't tell him that. He got my head's really big in the picture. I have one arm and everything. And it's just like, yeah, no, that's not it. Or, Mom, I made you some breakfast. Here's a cereal. Oh, my God, it's so yummy. Thank you. No, it's soggy as hell. And I don't like it, okay? Right. But I want to introduce our first girl. She's from Seattle. Her name is Carole Freeman. Everybody give it up for Carole Freeman.
All right, maybe I'll be late to my own birth. I don't know. Hey, everybody. How are you guys doing? Oh, I'm so glad you're out here. It's so nice to see all these people that are here. I feel like you're all here for me because every day of my life is just constant disappointment. In fact, just today, I was rejected at my audition for Real Housewives of the Military. Well, I'll clear this up right away. My shirt, it says coffee, not cafefe. Like everyone else here, you guys, I am a mom. Other moms in the audience? Thanks for coming out. Oh my God, kids are amazing. They have such a different perspective on the world. My son looked at me one day and he's like, Mom, were you married before my dad? I'm like, oh. I didn't want to admit to my son that I'd had 2 failed marriages. He's like, Mom, no, that's really good. That means you're so great you got 2 men to marry you. Oh, his approval means the world to me, but his judgment is shit. It's like, Mom, can I ask you something else? Next time, could you get us a rich daddy? I was like, honey, that's a little trashy. It's better to ask for a sugar daddy because there's an app for that. Here's my problem. My primary love language is affirmations, which if you guys don't know what that means, if a guy compliments me, I immediately fall in love. It's like, hey girl, you're cute. And I'm like, oh my God, let's get married. The problem is the only guys that ever compliment me, oh my God, they have teeny, tiny bank accounts. So I don't want to see a dick pic, I want to see a bank statement. And it better have a comma in it. Guy's like, girl, I got a comma. I'm like, that's a decimal. And that's the tiniest decimal I've ever seen. Definitely doesn't count. So that's why my son, he's still hoping for this rich dad. I actually know even more so because he started a fantasy father league. Now, due to my poor choices, it's just set on auto draft. But every time I come home from a date, he's like so excited. He's like, Mom, is this the one? Is this our new quarterback sugar daddy? Like, son, not this one. I mean, I will give him a chance as a kicker, though, because he excels at a 5-second performance. All right, ladies, note where the groans are coming from here. I didn't notice any men cheering. Anyways, oh, no. My son doesn't like that either. He's like, Mom, you know you're not getting any younger. You need to start taking this a little more seriously. I'm like, honey, slow down. Right now, Mama's just focusing on recruiting a defensive tackle. You know, guy that's going to make a move up the middle and get some solid penetration. Don't worry. I was scouting at the Apple Cup today. Trevor's coming out as our new tight end. He's taking Mama all the way to the playoffs. All right. I hope he doesn't understand those metaphors. I am concerned about my son, though, because recently he's gotten into bodybuilding. I'm worried he might be compensating for something. He's a big dude. He's 6'4", size 14 shoes, but he inherited my tiny little hands. Oh, my God. I know what they say about a guy with big feet and big hands, but nobody's talking about how hard it is to buy weightlifting gloves in a size small. I mean, that's just embarrassing for him. So not only did he inherit my tiny little hands, he also inherited the need for compliments. Has anybody ever known a bodybuilder? Yeah. Oh, my God. They're just unbelievably obnoxious. He just walks around the house constantly flexing. But he's so insecure. Mom, will you look at my biceps? It's big, right? I mean, it's hard. Mom, will you validate? Will you touch it? You showed me that yesterday. No. I turn around and he's suddenly, and just in a Speedo, showed me his thigh. Now, if you guys don't know about bodybuilders, their main goal is to get shredded and for their veins to pop out. I know, gross to the rest of us, but he's like, Mom, my thigh, it's swole and veiny. When I want to see something swollen and veiny, it's not my son's thigh. But I realize it is my job as a mom to recognize how hard he's working at this, build up his self-esteem. So I figure out a compromise. Son, your muscles, they are so big and strong. Do you think you could use them to pick up your things? Do you think you could put those things in some boxes? Do you think you're strong enough you could lift 3 boxes at one time? Load them in the U-Haul truck in the driveway, move your shit on out of the house? It worked. I am an excellent mom. My son at 24 years old moved out. Those are secrets. Hope you take notes if you need help. Oh, my God. Now I'm free to date, trying to find that rich daddy for him. I try to meet guys the old-fashioned way and go out to the bar. Sat down next to this guy, and things were hopeful. And he says, hey there, cutie. Where's your husband at tonight? I'm like, oh, come on. Do I not look like I'm divorced? Like twice? He's like, yeah, you do. I've also tried the apps. Anyone, I don't know if there are couples here. Anyone single on the apps? Or anyone here on a date from the apps? Oh, my God. I always know a guy's age based on the photos. So like the 20-somethings are so proud of the fact that they can drink, it's like a selfie with a White Claw. The 30-somethings are trying to impress you with how well they can provide for the family. So they've got a photo with a big giant fish. Guys my age, well, that's a Polaroid of them taking a nap. As enticing as that looks, I swipe left on all those guys. I ran across this guy recently on the apps. His name was Drennan. I was like, what kind of a name is that? It sounds like somebody was really drunk when they came up with that name. I mean, it kind of sounds like Brennan with a D for an extra dash of dude bro. But also somebody was really drunk. I mean, it's like sober name, Brendan. 2 beers in, Brennan. 4 more shots of Fireball, Drennan. Imagine that little kid going to kindergarten too, like, hey honey, what's your name? Drennan. Are you drunk? No, but my mama was. Now, I learned something about myself recently. Apparently, I prefer a man with 2 ears. I found this out the hard way. All of the guys' photos in the app were of his good side. By good side, I mean the one with the ear. Now, girlfriends would tell you, like, if you want to manifest your dream guy, you need to make a list of everything you want. But nobody told me I was supposed to put an ear preference on the list. I have decided I will date a guy with 1 ear if it's a cauliflower ear. Well, because that's keto. Put ranch on that shit, I'll lick it right off. We're going to have some fun here tonight, aren't we? I did go on a date with Drennan. Things were going really well until the bill came around, and Drennan told our waitress he wanted to pay for half of mine. I think poor Drennan was confused about feminism. He was trying to empower me, and all he did was make even more work for our waitress. She's in the back doing fractions and shit. She's like, shit, they split an appetizer. Excuse me, ma'am, exactly how many fries did you have tonight? Yeah, everyone knows that if you're going to split the bill evenly, that's called going Dutch. But now you know if you want to pay for 3/4 of a date, that's called going douche. But don't worry, everyone. By the end of the night, I just gave him 3/4 of a blowjob. So, all right, I'm going to get out of here, you guys. I'm Carole Freeman. Thank you so much. Bring up Joni.
Give it up for our girl one more time. You know, I have to say, I feel her when she's talking about the sugar daddies. Sugar daddies are definitely needed in the world today. All right. So you guys having a good time? I don't feel the energy. Can I wake up? Here we go. All right. Give it up for our next comedian. I'm sure she's going to rock this. Her name is Cara Rosellini.
So I just thought it might be a good idea to come up to, like, the audio of an insurance seminar. You know, you can only go up from there. You can only get more interesting. Do you know? Okay, good. You guys, Columbia City Theater. I've been married for 13 years. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, that's so nice. We're not totally sure about kids, though, at this point, though we do have 3. They're actually out in the car right now, so I'm going to just kind of move this along. I drive a minivan. You guys, a 2010 Volkswagen Rutan minivan. It's a limited edition, which means they don't make them anymore. I'm pretty sure it's because of the recalls, but who has time to investigate that? You know, I'm not Angela Lansbury, so... something so weird happened. My minivan got broken into, and I was so perplexed because I just don't know what you're after. You know, unless you're like jonesing for some bunny grams or a fruit punch Capri Sun. You know, I don't know. In this person, they go through the whole van, front to back, all the pockets, and they do not steal a thing. as if my taste in everything is so offensive. They can't steal a perfectly good child, so. That was dark, I know, you guys, I do understand that. I loved having kids. We are done, kitchen closed. We can rummage in the kitchen, we just aren't producing wares at this point. I did really love the ultrasounds in particular. I loved how specific they were. You know, I was in the room with the tech. We had a scare, actually, with my third kid. And I was in the room with the tech, and she's looking up at the picture, and she's like, okay, there's the heart, there's the 4 chamber. Ooh, uh-oh. I'm like, what the fuck? What, uh-oh? You can't say uh-oh at an ultrasound. What's the matter? And she said, I don't know how to tell you this, but your child is going to be Republican. I'm like, no. I use mass transit. No. I compost. No. I use ethical eggs. I slept with a woman, goddammit. No, I use natural deodorant. Yes, I know it doesn't work. It proves my point further. I mean, what? Is this about the O'Reilly book I read? Because I bought it used. Can you give it something? Anything? A shot of fucking kombucha or chia seeds? I don't know. She couldn't. She did put some black onyx up my ass. But that just really made for a positive gut environment. He is still Republican, so. He's cute, though. He's always running around in his little sports coat, pushing along his little agenda. Just a cute little guy. I have to be careful with him, though, because I find myself being aggressive with him. My older 2 are girls, and I find myself sort of, being a little firmer with him. And he'll say, hey, Mom, next waffle's mine. And I'll go, why? 'Cause you're a boy? He's like, no, Mom, it's my turn. I'm like, oh, it's always your turn, isn't it, Whitey? That's just poor parenting. Just bad stuff. So good. I learned it from my mom, the poor parenting part. That's not true. She was a good mom. Hearty advice giver, that one, though. She recently told me, we were talking about birth control. She said, hey, Cara, don't use foam. I'm like, hey, Mom, for what? What does that mean? And I looked it up, and there is a birth control called foam, and it actually has a 28% failure rate. So all you fertile millennials out here looking to dabble in the vintage birth control, don't do it. Don't do it. My mom also says things like this. She'll tell me, I'm the 4th kid, and she'll once in a while around birthday time say, boy, we didn't want you. Like, we're glad we have you, but, we were so mad when I was pregnant with you. I just feel like some things are better left unsaid. I'm not going to tell my second daughter that she came out looking like Steve Buscemi. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell her we returned all the picture frames. Canceled the in-hospital photographing session. Why would I? I love her. And you know what? She was born in LA. It's one thing to be born in Seattle looking like Quasimodo. But in LA, it's a crime. They make you leave. It was an incredibly abrupt departure for my family. I did live there for a long time. I grew up here in Seattle and lived there and just moved back a few years ago. And I love it here. I forgot how great the people are, how motivated they are. Those clipboarders outside the PCC, they will save those whales. They will sit in trees for a few years so they don't get cut down. But they will not put a brush through their hair. They have not learned that hygiene is not a sellout. Soap is not Republican. I mean, think globally, please think globally, just clean locally. Do you? No. Thank you, that's nice. I did some grooming recently. I had a bikini wax. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dante. I don't know what to think of the laughing at that part, but I'm gonna go with it. I don't know who's had these before. They're incredibly uncomfortable and vulnerable and just all around sort of not a good time. What made my situation a little worse, as soon as the esthetician started the bikini wax, she felt that a good pick of music would be Sade. Nothing says find somebody new to rub hot wax next to your vagina like Sade's Smooth Operator. It is inappropriate. It's a faulty choice of song, you guys. It's like playing Marvin Gaye at the gynecologist. It's not okay. Not okay. I was recently at my doctor, like 2 weeks ago, and I hate going to the gynecologist. I hate the exam. It's awful and horrible. What I didn't like, my doctor, she pissed me off because she suggested, I didn't know this exists, she suggested I get physical therapy for the general area because I'm a bit flinchy when it comes to the ladies' exams. Frankly, it's fucking weird if you're not. What does that look like? Nice gloves. Get in there, you little Viking. Just don't forget your headlamp. You want some trail mix? I mean, what does that look? I don't know, and I understand Washingtonians, what she didn't know my birthing history, which includes having a 9-pound baby too quick for an epidural, right? So I'm a little, okay. I get the Seattle people like to do it the natural way. In Ballard, they have their babies in the bathtubs. And Vashon Island, they have their babies in the woods, In Bellevue, they have them in their Mercedes SUVs. I think that's fantastic, but I prefer a little buffer, a little wedge between myself and pain. So anything that comes near, I liken it to a battered animal. Anything that comes near and it retreats in fear because it has PTSD. And it does not need physical therapy, it needs talk therapy. And perhaps a good service dog. Thank you so much. You guys have been so much fun. Thank you.
Now, she was funny. She was really, really funny. I work in OBGYN, so I totally understand what she's talking about. I had a 10-pound baby, 6 ounces baby with no epidural, so I feel your pain. So our next comedian, give it up for Carrie Reed.
Apparently all the white women discovered Lizzo at the same time. So obsessed with her. How y'all doing tonight? Yeah? Thanks for coming out. I'm a little different than a lot of the comics you're going to see. I'm a stay-at-home mom to 3 kids, which some people think is impressive, but I'm Mormon, so I'm pretty much an underachiever. Like Genesis 3:28 said, be fruitful and multiply. And I was like, 2's replication, 3's multiplication. I am done. Done. We're not supposed to say Mormon anymore. We're supposed to say members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So when I say Mormon, think of that, okay? It's weird being a Mormon comic. There's not as many of us as you might think. It's not that we're not funny. We just have too many damn kids. Oh my gosh, and sometimes I bring my Mormon friends. I get a little nervous because, shows can be a little blue, right? A little sexy. And then I think, okay, seriously, like us Mormon women, we've had 3, 4, 5, 6 kids. Mormon ladies, we can take it. We can take it. But sometimes I feel like I don't fit in with the other comics, but I try to. I'll be like, hey, guys, I get it. I am a bad Mormon. Sometimes I drink coffee. Right? That's the reaction I get. Nobody's impressed because apparently there's a really big delta between coffee and cocaine. Yeah. So, but I want to fit in. I'm like, hey, guys, I know I'm not real cool like all you other comics. Like, I don't drink and party and do drugs, but my casserole game is tight AF. Any other Momos in the audience tonight? Not even one. Mormons, sorry. Momos is our nickname for each other, I guess I have a secret handshake. But sometimes I feel like I don't really fit in with the good church girls either. The other day I was in my prayer group. Anyone ever been in one of those? It's like a support group, but with Jesus sort of being invoked. We're all doing our prayer request, and Tiffany's like, guys, can you pray for me that I stay with my keto diet? I'm like, yes, Tiffany, I'm going to pray for you. And then Jen's like, guys, I'm just spending too much money on shoes at Nordy's. I'm like, oh, I'm going to pray for you, Jen. And then it's my turn, and I'm like, guys, can you pray for me that I'd stop watching so much porn? But like this one specific one's got a stronghold on my heart, I think. It's this one genre, it's called big black cock, little white pussy porn. It's kind of like, but they said they do pray for me. Yeah. They said they pray for me a lot, actually. Thanks, guys. But, comedy's been really good for me. It kind of gets me out of the house, gets me away from the kids. My kids are assholes. Like, not all the time, Like, sometimes they're really sweet when they're sleeping, Any other parents in the audience tonight? Woo! All right. Are your kids assholes too? She didn't even hesitate. She's like, yes. Yes, they are. They're being assholes right now. I can feel it. Oh, yeah, it's hard being a parent, Like, sometimes I don't know what to do, and I'm like, find myself watching The Exorcist for parenting tips, I don't know. I take him to the park, and all the other kids are playing nicely, and my 3 start to fight, and I stand back near the other moms, and I'm like, somebody needs to do something. Where's their mother? The other day, I caught my daughter shoplifting. Yeah, we get home from Macy's, and in her pockets, I found all these big, chunky, glittery Style & Co. brand bracelets. And I didn't know if I was more upset about the stealing or her horrible taste. Sweetie, they have Michael Kors there. Next time, steal something Mommy can wear. Oh, it's okay. Guys, she's only 2. Like, yeah. The boys aren't much better. They're good kids, but like we have hamsters, right? And the other day they got Snuggles, their hamster, and they put her in their Lego castle and dropped the drawbridge on her foot. Yeah, and she kept trying to chew her foot off. So they were like, Mommy, save Snuggles. I'm like, okay. So I scoop her up and I take her to the vet, and the vet's like, well, for $600, we can put her foot in a little tiny cast, but I have to tell you, most of the time, they just keep trying to chew it off. They are rodents after all. I was like, okay, I know I'm white, but I'm not like that white, okay? I'm not doing that. He's like, all right, well, for $300, we can cremate her, and we can put her remains in an urn, but you have to be careful with it because it's the size of a thimble. No, I don't think I'm going to do that either. He's like, all right, for $100, we'll cremate her and sprinkle her ashes in an apple orchard in Eastern Washington. I'm like, all right, I'll do that. I get home and tell my husband, he's pissed, right? He's like, I already paid good money to put the rat traps in the crawl space, and you should just let her run around down there. Right? Like, can't do that, Then I had to figure out how to break it to the boys, I was like, should I let them watch 127 hours? You've seen that. Just tell them the truth. So I'm just going to tell them the truth, right? And they're like, but Mommy, why couldn't you spend the $600 to at least try to save Snuggles' legs? And I was like, boys, you don't spend $300 on a $14.99 hamster. That is way more than replacement value. I'm sorry, boys, but you totaled Snuggles. So that happened. Other news, I'm actually going through a divorce. Yeah, that's been interesting. I feel like I stepped out of a time machine from like 2000, which was the last time I dated, right? When everything's changed, like the online dating, it's crazy. Has anyone out here done this, the online dating? I know Carole has. So, you've done it? Yeah, do you like it? Oh, look at, he's got a pretty date. Oh, look at those two. Bathe in the hope that they give you. Bathe it in, bathe it in. My problem with it is I just don't think people are honest. Yeah? Yeah, like for example, my Bumble tagline says, quirky, wholesome, fun girl. And what it should probably say is, emotional train wreck who cries during sex, you know. Don't laugh too hard. Or everybody's into hiking. Do you guys all like hiking? He does. He's like, kind of, yeah. All right. Well, so I said, okay, sure, I'll hike. I like hiking, but the truth is that I live in Snoqualmie, which is in the mountains, and it's a 2-block walk between my house and the bar, so that counts. Does sex count as exercise? Without a doubt. When I ask that question, the women always say yes, fervently. They're like, like it's my abs and my booty and my glutes and my inner thigh, my outer thigh, and definitely my hip flexors. The guys are always just like, I don't know. I just lay there. Do planks count? So you guys are all agreeing that sex does count as exercise. Okay, good, because I have a really strong jaw and such a weak gag reflex. What? I'm not going to go all the way. I'm Mormon. I got to do something. Got to keep them interested. Anyway. Yeah, but dating's been a little hard for me. It's been awkward. And, I think I know the reason why. It's because I have this medical condition between my brain and my mouth. Like, literally no filter. For example, the other day I went on a date that seemed like it was going well, right? We got to get tacos. And so afterwards, we go back to my mom's soccer wagon, and we start having a little make-out sesh, And I'm wearing a skirt. And he kind of runs his hand up my leg, and he stops, and he's like, ooh, getting a little wet there. And I know if life was a multiple choice test, that I should circle choice A and reply, yeah, I'm wet because you're making me so hot. But what I said was the truth, which was, well, actually, I'm wearing a skirt, and my thighs are kind of chubby. The girls know what this is. They know. And so they kind of rub together, and I don't want to get a rash. So what I do is I just keep some Vaseline in my car, and I just scoop it out and just rub it in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then he thought he was going to go for my lunchbox, and he ended up in my first aid kit. Yeah. So I'm still single. All right, you guys have been great. Thank you so much.
Badass. She has twins that she had at 44. I mean, who can do that? I don't know if she used medicine or anything, all that cool stuff to get those babies at that age, but hey, I give her respect. So I'm introducing Tracey Croisier.
It's true, I do have twins, is that, as a little helpful tip for with the younger ones, is that when they get to that point where they're not obeying you, all you have to do is say, I'm going to do the mom floss right here in the middle of Trader Joe's. I'm flossing, and I'm flossing, and they're like, oh my God, let's go to the car. It's great, works every time. So just put that one in your back pocket. I've thought about doing a YouTube video, how to mom floss, but, you know, I've got a day job. I do well thinking on my feet. I think my grandmother called it the gift of the gab. Blessing and curse, for sure. It does get me out of a lot of trouble, but the other flip side of the coin is that because it gets me out of trouble, it also, when I'm in trouble, I don't recognize that. And I think I can get myself further out of trouble. And unfortunately, my kryptonite, aside from dead animals and snakes, my other kryptonite, for whatever reason, is the common job interview. And when I was thinking about this week, it's really shocking that I've ever been employed. My first job out of college, I went to New York, and I was like, I have to work for this guy named Jonathan Schenker. He was amazing, and I was like, I've selected you to be my mentor. And I had this whole thing, and I flew from Texas to New York, and I had my little briefcase and everything, and I go in, and I sit down, and he looks at my resume, which was quite impressive, and he looks up at me, and he says, why the fuck would I hire some hick from Texas? I know. And so I said, without really thinking, why the fuck wouldn't you? And then there was this little voice inside of me that I sometimes call Agnes, and she said, that's enough now. She reminds me a lot of Maggie Smith. That's enough now. Do be quiet. But he had to reply, and he said, well, I'm right here in New York City. My backyard is dripping with Harvard and Yale graduates. Why wouldn't I want to get a smart one? So now I'm more mad than I was 30 seconds ago. And so I said, just because they went to Harvard, all that means is that they overpaid for college tuition. And actually, if you think about the fact that somebody just paid $300,000 to get a piece of paper, they might actually be lacking in intelligence and product management. And he hired me. I know, thank you. The end. But no, it's not the end. And so we break up about 2 years later, and which is fine. And so I go to a temp agency. It's in New York, right? I go to this temp agency, and I said, just get me something. I got to pay rent. And so she sends me down to this Wall Street company. It's Bear Stearns, I'll say it. They're out of business now, too big to fail. And so I go in for this job interview, and I don't really understand finance per se. I was never really good at math or fractions. And I'm doing good. I'm hitting it out of the ballpark. I've passed the drug test and everything. And then the woman says, do you have any questions about working here or this position? And, my little conscience Agnes is like, here's where you say, when can I start? Because that, in her handbook, is the right thing to say. But, I just was curious, and I said, so I don't really understand. So there's a pile of money on your desk, and then you wake up in the morning, and you come in, and you just make the pile of money bigger. And so doesn't that seem kind of a rude way to earn money, what with poverty and what have you? And surprisingly, they did hire me. I did, of course, say things like, are you all Republican? The answer was yes. They did have excellent grooming, though, vis-a-vis the prior comment. Republicans do groom, usually clean up a little better sometimes than the undecided voter. And I have to tell you, Wall Street is actually really fun, because once you figure out the math, it's actually really kind of fun. And at the time when I was doing it in the 90s, there were very few women. And so, you get this trading desk full of 300 men, and it's like being in a locker room, but like with really smart guys, right? And so the F word is, of course, a noun and a verb and an adjective. And, we would give each other brownie points if you could, say fuck 6 times in one sentence. And so I was approached by Morgan Stanley, which it's better if you don't move your jaw when you say Morgan Stanley. And so they said, we'd like for you to come work for us, but let's see if it's a fit first. And I said, okay, great. So I go over there, and I hang out with them, and at the end, I'm making money, and I like the guys, and at the end of the week, I'm all ready for, accepting my bucket of money. And she looks at me, and I always like to take my shoes off, and she looks at me, and she looks down at my feet, and she said, couple of things before you start here. First of all, at Morgan Stanley, we never take off our shoes. Oh. And also, we would never, ever use foul language here at Morgan Stanley. And of course, Agnes, my inner conscious, she's just so excited. She's dropped her knitting needles. Oh yes, finally, you'll be forced to speak properly from now on. But I didn't listen to her, and I looked at her, and I said, you're fucking kidding me, right? Because I thought she wasn't. So they didn't hire me. So just if you're taking notes about the flossing, don't ever say fucking kidding me at a job interview, because it doesn't work out. But you would think I would learn, but I didn't, because one of my strangest job interviews ever happened recently. I decided about 5-6 years ago that I wanted to get like an adult job, and I'd been teaching yoga for a while, and I was like, no, I need a job with benefits, and I want like one of those big government jobs where they just keep paying you and they forget why they're paying you. I want that kind of job. So I find one, and I'm like, this is cool. And so that's the good news, but the bad news is it's about 6 months of backgrounding. They're looking at every single thing. They contacted my first boyfriend from 1978. I mean, it's a thorough thing. And so one of the final phases is that they send this retired police detective to my house. She interviews 10 neighbors. I didn't know I had 10 neighbors. She interviews my husband. She interviews my little children. And so then we sit down to go about the business of finalizing this job situation. And we're going great. And, you know, Agnes, my internal compass, is very pleased that we're doing well. And then she wants to talk about the fact that I'd be working with police and sensitive matters. And so she wants me to define terms for her. What is sexual assault? What is sexual harassment? What is rape? And we started out with speeding tickets. We're now spiraling downward to rape. But I'm answering all of the questions. And then she says to me, how would you define bestiality? Now, I'm really deaf in one ear, so I was like, did you say bestiality? Yes, I did. I think that would be sex with animals. It's like Jeopardy. What is sex with animals? And she says, could you be a little more descriptive? And I was like, about bestiality? Yeah, I need a little more description than that. And so I said, well, I suppose it's a hot summer day somewhere in the South, and I suppose it would start with a lonely cowboy, and I think that he would take off his cowboy pants, and he has a big belt buckle that he got at the rodeo last summer, and then when that falls to the ground, he would then take off his cowboy panties. I pause, because I don't know, like, do cowboys wear panties? Do they even call them panties? Agnes is like, shut the fuck up. You just said cowboy underwear in a job interview. When will you learn? But not soon enough. And so then, because she did ask for further description of bestiality. I mean, I'm an English major. I'm a Lutheran. I don't know from these things. And so then I say, and then after he's taken off his cowboy panties, he would then, I suppose, insert his cowboy penis. Agnes, meanwhile, has had a complete stroke, because now I've said cowboy penis in a job interview with a police detective. What is wrong with me? But now I'm like, I got to get myself out of this, right? Because I'm in the hole, but I can dig my way out. And I say, he would insert his cowboy penis in assume it's an erect cowboy penis. He would insert it into a farm animal that happened to be nearby. I don't know. Like, I'm thinking, how would you get up to the horse? Because horses are taller and it's down there. And then you'd have to have a ladder, and then you have to step up on the ladder, and then you've got I get it carried away. And so then I vaguely remembered reading that you should always to wrap up a job interview. You should refer back to a prior question. So I think, this is the way out. So I say, so I suppose that as he's inserting his cowboy penis into the farm animal, that if the farm animal had not actually given prior consent, then that would most likely count. If you were doing a police investigation, it would then also, in addition to bestiality, I believe also be rape or sexual assault, depending on where he put his cowboy penis. Then she looks at me, pulls down her glasses as though she's offended, and said, I think that was a little too much description. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming tonight. Don't forget, look at me on YouTube. Mom flossing, it's the new thing. Thank you.
So I was having a conversation in the back with our next comedian, and she goes by the name Auntie M. So I said, how'd you get that name? I'm not going to tell her business, y'all, but it was pretty interesting. So give it up for Auntie M.
I know the other comedian's mother, and she told me no foam also, but I thought she was talking about Starbucks. So for all these 15 years I've been in Seattle, it's been no water, no foam. I didn't know she meant that, but I'll have to fix that too. And then we had the person who does the online dating, and she wants to know why there's so many hikers, because all the assholes are been told, take a hike. So if it says you're a hiker, it means nobody wanted you. Now, I worked Wall Street too, but I had a different position. It was usually on my knees. So I went up the ladder quite well, though I often ripped my pantyhose. But yeah. So I'm going to take a little drink. Hold on. But it's going to take a while. I had gastric bypass, and it's very difficult to drink soda. I have to diffuse the bubbles before I can swallow. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to treat it like a blowjob. I'm going to hold it in my mouth for a while and then just fucking swallow. Hold on. Thank you. Now, Carole, I want you to know blowjobs are keto friendly. So it's very, she's a keto consult, and I don't know, that may be why she's so thin, but we don't know. So it's fairly high protein. So, well, I am an adoptive foster mom, and I've got William with me. Yep, Willie boy. We are from New York, motherfuckers. Woo! And when I was dating on dating apps, I would say, well, the lawyer and the plumber and the sheriff, and I just couldn't remember them all by their names because dating to me was like a plural verb. So there was someone at the door who came to our house on Bainbridge, and they rang the doorbell, and William answered it. And he said, hi, I'm the exterminator. And a very astute William said, oh, are you my mom's friend? Will you be staying over? No, he was the exterminator. He was not a boy toy yet, but let me know a week later he sprayed my insides, and we were insect-free. Very much so. But now I'm married. I am married now. 7 years. Yep. Well, I've been with him 7 years. And there comes a point where the rents get so high that you just marry. So he came with a free house, and that's where I am. But I do have to pay the rent. He works nights, and 8 in the morning, he comes home. If he's not asleep by 9, he can't, really get to sleep, so I, put him to sleep. And it is how I pay the rent. But I'm not bestiality, but I do ride horses. And I ride them quite well. And I had a broken arm, and I had limited mobility. So during my put-to-sleep times, is tucking in, I got carpal tunnel. And because I couldn't alternate hands, it's so much easier because it just is. So they told me I was going to have to have surgery unless I stopped doing that activity. But it's to his safety that he gets to go to sleep so that at night he doesn't fall asleep when he's working. So I listened to the doctor, and I get an email from Kaiser Permanente 2 weeks later. Anything new about your concern? Oh, you fuck, yeah, I sure do. Lockjaw. But I had to pay the rent. I did. I can't afford it out there on my own. I can't afford to be single. I can't, especially if I'd have to pay 1/4 of the bill. I don't even know that I could handle that. I mean, at least they paid 3/4. I don't know how I do with 1/4. But yeah. But I'm not into internet dating because I am married, but I do love all the internet things. Who does like the, post the 25th picture on your phone right now? And the challenges of play along. How long have you known your spouse? Well, my one friend did the TOT challenge. Anyone do the TOT challenge? Okay, capital T, little o, capital T, and when you hit it, a dancing toddler comes on. It was cute, but I want to know, what if you type T-I-T? What comes on then? It would probably be boring, just one. But I would probably have like a little breast cancer thing, and like you can celebrate those who have made that choice. But no, I'd want one with boobs, like actual boobs, a set of boobs. And it would be a B, an O, an O, and a B. And these O's, that's a set of motherfucking balls, because this bitch is getting titty fucked. Yep. The problem is, though, I'm a little bit older than I used to be, so I'd need a W. Then it would work. Oh, look at that. First time that's happened. So I need a W. And my sister, who's not quite as endowed, I would gift her a parentheses. Because she's like the itty-bitty titty committee. But I don't know how it happened. But I used to be larger because I'm 140 pounds less than I was a year ago. Woo! Yep. Healthy, healthy. The main thing is healthy. But the things have changed. There was a time where I could walk into a store with my New York fucking attitude, and I would say to them, lowest price, my ass. Lowest price, my bony ass, because it doesn't work anymore. But my selfies have changed. I used to be like, and it would be all this Miss Piggy. Now it's kind of like, I don't know, the guy from Scream. So I have to figure out what to do. I went from cankles to crinkles, and I'm really trying to work on my Zoolander because I don't know how to do a smile without the extra string, the extra skin. But the main thing is my old watermelons are now zucchini, like total zucchini. And my husband doesn't like vegetables, never has. But he didn't like fish when I met him, and I took care of that. Yeah, I took my little douche, and I made it like a margarita, put a little lemon, a little lime, a little bit of tequila, and I said to the man who's embarrassed as shit in the back, I said, oh, there's a lady, I can't see you. I know, okay, it's a lady. You're hiding your face, I can't tell. So I said to my husband, hey, Jimmy Buffett, time to look for your lost shaker of salt. And lucky for me, men can never find anything, so he's still looking. He's definitely still looking. But the main thing is I've gone from headlights to like fog lights. And in the Pacific Northwest, that is very helpful. But it's kind of tough going like this all the time. And now it's very dangerous if I'm on top because like he could get a black eye. But I warn him, we don't motorboat, we sailboat now. I will warn him, jive ho, whomp. Jive ho, whomp. Because I don't want him at work with black eyes. That's just not fair at all. It isn't fair at all. So other stories about mothers. I have a 26-year-old, and when he was 22, he calls me up and he says, Mom, you know how I have a voucher from Alaska Airlines? What if you and I go to Vegas? How cool is that? I like when they grow up and they're your friends, but I'm not that stupid. I said, you can't pay for the hotel, can you? He says, no, or the booze or the girls. So I said, okay. And we went. We went to Vegas together. And it was 5 days there. And you're going along the strip and you run into some people. He was wearing his UW and someone else was wearing the Apple Cup rival peoples, and then we start talking. Then we run into them again another time. And we say, well, we're going to the New York Piano Bar. Well, so are you. And then we go, we're going to Sigmund and Rory tomorrow, and so are we. And you wind up like kind of vacationing with strangers. Has that ever happened? Not just on cruises, but you run in, and then these are like your vacation buddy things. And we're talking with them and all sorts of things we're saying. And I don't think about the things I'm saying to them. But by the fourth time we run into them, I see a bunch of bachelorette parties. And I said to my son, do you want to go work your magic? See what can happen. He says, you sure you don't mind me taking away from your time? And I said, no, not at all. So I led him on over to go hang out with these bachelorettes. And the people, our new friends, are just, really? You would share your time? And I'm like, yeah, I don't mind. They said, well, with all the money that you've spent. And I'm like, that's okay. And, you know, I don't have the stamina to keep up with him. And I'm tired of going back to the room. And it's like forever before we fall asleep. And you know, I just really want a good night's rest tonight. And they said, wow, well, that's just so good of you to share your escort. Oh, my God. That was such a weird feeling, but I was like, why would you think it's an escort? They said, well, you pay for everything. I'm like, damn straight. His phone, his storage unit, his car insurance. It sucks being a mother who's a sap, but I will take it anytime. Happy Momedy, everybody.
And I am new to keto. I've been doing it for about 5 weeks, and I've lost 14 pounds. So I am excited. I'm tired of people asking me if I'm pregnant, and I'm not. All right. So our next comedian, her name is Tara Christian. Everybody give it up for Tara Christian.
It's that time of year again. Lights, treats, and seasonal depression. Yeah. I did have a good Thanksgiving. Thank you. I made sure of that shit. I took every single one of those antidepressants that the doctor keeps cranking the prescription up on, and I shoved them right up the turkey's ass. I have never seen my in-laws happier. Thankful for that. Another thing that I'm thankful for, you guys, is that I am 38 years old and I've never had a single STD. Thank you. Not to say I didn't spend my early 20s fucking like I wanted to catch them all like Pokemon, though. I did end up with a couple parasites. Had one for 17 years. Had the other for 11 years. I named them Dylan and Maya, and no matter how much I throw antibiotics at them, they are not going away. Yeah, they're my kids. My 17-year-old is basically defective. I mean, raising him is so easy. I just make sure that there's food, internet. I buy a hoodie in a larger size every 5th full moon, and the rest is like watching sea monkeys grow. Yeah, he's smart, too. You know how I can tell? I'm glad you asked. I have no idea what anything on his math homework means. None. Okay, hang on. His name, I understand. Because I picked it. And spelled it wrong. Dilon. Dylan. No, it's not. You don't find that on a keychain, ever. So, do you know how many he has that say number 1 kid? It's a lot. Dylan gets to go to Japan for spring break next year because he has way better parents than I had. What he also has is a one-way ticket, so sayonara, son. What, it's not like he's going to be missing anything at home. That kid's got the social calendar of Anne Frank, okay? He just stays up in his attic room all day, afraid to go to the bathroom. Speaking of kids, don't ever hand me a baby. My reflex is to, not it. Yeah, it will hit the floor. There is no way around that. Its head's probably gonna look like a sack full of doorknobs, and that's not my fault, okay? You should be choosier on who you're passing your responsibilities off to. I am not your girl. People assume that because I have kids, that I like kids. No, that is not the case, all right? Some are the exception and can be quite tolerable. However, every single one that I have ever met is fucking horrible at Scrabble. Change gears a little bit. So, when I lost one parent, it was really sad. So when I lost the other, that was like completely irresponsible. Oh yeah, that one's a slow burn. Now, my mom's not dead. She's just dead to me, all right? I don't talk to her anymore because I gave up masochism a long time ago. So instead, I just watch Mommy Dearest a couple times a year, and that keeps me in touch with my roots. Oh, I know, that one's bad for the Momedy. Oh, well, whatevs. So, I am also a full-time working mother. I know, because money. Now, I manage a naturopathic and acupuncture clinic. Yeah, I'm in charge of like a witch doctor or some shit. Okay, good, no holes. Anyways, the acupuncture stuff is cool, but patients hate it when you start quoting Hellraiser as you're plucking pins from their face. You solved the box. We came. Your suffering will be legendary even in hell. Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka. The naturopathic stuff, well, that's basically just a bunch of different variations of the Colonel's secret recipe. Almost everyone's on some combination of 11 herbs and spices. It's just a matter of which ones at what times, but never all at once. I assume that if anyone took 11 herbs and spices, all of them at the same time, it would open a portal that leads straight to hell. I think that's how Stargate happened. Has anyone ever tried donating sperm? No? Just me? I tried, all right? They turned me away at the door. I'm pretty sure it was on account that they couldn't understand me because my mouth was full, but whatever. Oh, I knew you wouldn't like it, but I fucking went for it anyway. All right. So my friend's daughter has this child whose face I've never seen. I mean, I know the baby exists from the neck down, but I've never seen the kid's head, right? Every picture that's posted on social media is strategically edited with stickers placed above the baby's face. I'm really curious, you guys. I'm dying to know. How hideous is this baby? It probably looks like I dropped it. So I have been a single mom for most of my mom career. Woo, the struggle. But that's about to change, because I got engaged in September. I know, she tricked another one. Not at the same time, though. I mean, I did get divorced in between. My first husband cheated on me with a little person. She was a hooker. I know. He paid her to go up on him. I can't believe he'd stoop so low either. Yeah. My new fiance, though, I say new fiance even though we've been together for over 6 years. It's just the motherfucker finally got smart and put a ring on it. But he is truly one of the smartest people I will ever meet in my entire life, all right? Now, we have 3 kinds of smarts, okay? You got book smarts, right? You've got... Thank you! I knew you guys weren't a dumb crowd, thanks. All right, and the third one, anybody know? Oh, I wish that were true, but no, for this area, it's software developer smarts. Yeah, that is like the highest level of functioning autism. Okay. We're talking beautiful mind of Good Will Hunting's ass kind of smart, okay? But you really want to fuck his motherboard? Take a porch chair, put it in the backyard. Yeah, you can't use anything for anything other than its intended purpose. They think in ones and zeros, man. You do anything outside of that, you hear popping sounds like there's an engine backfiring in the distance. Poor guy, doesn't compute. So he has been having a lot of anxiety lately. I mean, and who wouldn't with their fiance out in Seattle on a Friday night late doing comedy with other moms? I mean, we're fierce bitches. Someone's gonna get shanked tonight. Yeah. But anyway, so whenever I'm out like this, he's afraid that I'm going to come back raped and or murdered, all right? So can we just put my and his minds at ease? Can I get you guys to make some noise if you have zero intention of murdering me tonight? Thank you. Now, can I get you to make some noise if you have zero intention of raping me tonight? You guys, can we make that louder than the first question? Because I'm a little scared now. Someone walk me to my car. But you guys have been wonderful. I have been Tara Christian. Please enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks for supporting Funny Moms.
All right, so our next mom, our next comedian, give it up for Stephanie Flynn.
What's up? My name's Stephanie Flynn. I like coming out to that song because I can walk as slow as I need to, and it just looks like I'm cool, doesn't it? It's a little intimidating going on there. Having a cane as an accessory is fun. Like, it gives you like a little panache, little flair as you walk into a room. Like, oh, is she a millionaire or a gangsta? I don't know. I want to get to know her. Shit's gone down. It's an attractive thing, I think. It doesn't make dating easier, trust me. Like, you can't use it as a crutch to get fellas. You can't like work the sexy cane routine to land the dudes. It's mostly a lot of like, what happened? And then like them talking to you until a hotter girl that can walk comes along. Like, this will be good for 15 minutes of kill time. All right, hey lady, what are you doing? They'll buy you a beer to be nice, so it's fun. I like that. My life's on nothing but an upswing, I'm telling you. Got a hysterectomy recently. That's been awesome. Woo! I didn't know if it was going to be a good thing or a bad thing, because I had this friend that was like 50 and was going through menopause, and she freaked out on me in the gym. She's like, oh my God, I'm going through menopause, and my husband's not going to like me because I'm not fertile anymore, and men really like fertile women. It's like what they're naturally attracted to, and I can feel some men pulling back right now at that statement. Am I right? Like, I didn't know how to break it to her, but I was like fairly confident she had it backwards. Men hate fertile women. Like, that is not what they want in a lady at all. If you're like, I bear bounteous fruit, you're like, where are you going? Come back. I'm so fucking fruitful, man. They're like, nah, they're long gone. But I still freaked out. Like, when I got the hysterectomy, I thought I'd wake up and my womb was going to smell like chicken soup or mothballs. You know, like some kind of pre-death old lady funk, right? Like, I thought I'd be walking down the street and people would be able to tell, like, do you smell old lady vag? I smell old lady vag. You know, I'd just be walking through the grocery store in my car, like I have to skulk away and just throw all the summer's eve into it. Barren wasteland, cross the road. But it turned out nobody could tell, so I was vocal about it, right? Coming back from it, heading into the bar, like, hey, dudes, what's the score on the game? Got my womb cut out, toss me a beer. It's like, if that's not a good reason to drink, what is? And my guy friends were being so great about it, too. They're all being so nice and supportive. They're like, you look great. You're healing so well. You got good color going on. And I was thinking, I have the nicest friends ever, until one of them, like, ruined it for the rest of the guys. He's like, so you absolutely can't get knocked up, right? And I was like, yeah, that's how the hysterectomy works. It's the baby maker shut down. Do you want another shot? Do you need another beer? Do you need another drink? Are you hungry? They got steak here. Do you want to surf and turf? They got the kitchen open. I'll get you anything. Like, I didn't know. Turned out I didn't have, like, a scary barren wasteland womb. I had some consequences-free miracle unicorn womb going on now, buddy. What's up? Ow! All the idiots wanting to hit and quit it. All the young guys. It was terrible. Now you try and get them off my leg. Jesus Christ. I didn't know because I got married for like 10 years, and then I came back onto the dating scene. And I thought walking away from my husband, I'm like, well, that's the last dick you're ever going to see, honey. So you just, take a long last look and go. It was a nice one, too. That's how he tricked me. He had a six-pack and a good dick. And it's never again. Never again. Never again. Solidarity. Tricked me for a while, though, I'll tell you. Every time I thought to break up with him, I was like, let's try therapy. You're right. With your shirt off, I see what you're saying. He's so cute. Soccer players, I'm telling you, they're the worst. The way they jog in those little shorts. It should be the world sport. You know what I mean? It should be the world sport. It's for everybody. I digress. Rugby. Anyway, no, so I got it done, and he ruined it, but it's been weird dating. I probably should have gotten that done way before I had a kid. When I think about it. And I seem like such a well-adjusted individual. You're thinking, how could her parenting not be going great, right? I had a miracle baby, too. Like, they told me I couldn't have any kids, and it was, like, absolutely not going to happen. And when you're banging some hottie with a six-pack, like, that's exactly the kind of news you want to get. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is nothing to stay with. But I ended up getting, you know how hard it is to yell at your miracle baby, like, to get mad at your miracle baby, like, try and, like, punish your miracle baby? You can't. Every time you look at his precious little face, you're like, Lisa, God, can you for mommy? Can you please? Could you, like, you don't get to get mad at him. I end up just playing really aggressive games of catch when he's been bad. Mommy said, keep your glove up and clean your room. I don't know. Those are my parenting skills. I'm actually pretty good at it, so I don't want to get up here and brag. Especially after what I heard earlier. I'm like, damn you people. Where's CPS when you need them, huh? I like mine. Having a cane is great because you can turn your kids into the little waiters that they should be, and nobody looks like twice at you about it. You're like, honey, go get mommy a water. Go get mommy this. Go get mommy that. I can do it in public, and people are like, look at him helping. Oh, such a good boy, such a good mom. Look at him help his mom. It could be terrible. They don't know. Looks can be deceiving. I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad a person. I'm a relatively decent person. I thought I'd be easy to date. I listened to Lizzo music a bunch. She fooled me. Because it sounds like that's what's going on, doesn't it? Like, I'm my own soulmate. Like, that would be great. Like, if guys like, you don't got to do your makeup. You can look however. You bring a cane in. It's nope. Tinder clenches up real tight when they see that. I'll tell you what. Like, that's, if you want to end a dinner date, I always have to pay Dutch. Like, I'm never, like, they make me pay for their food. I don't understand how to make a dinner date work out with this thing. It's awful judgmental, too. Like, what if it was just temporary, you know? Or what if I am just that big a badass? Like, what happened? Nah, I used to run shit back in the day. That's what I like to think. I like to think it lends me an age of dangerousness. You know, idiots with money are supposed to like that shit, right? I don't know. How do you get a guy with a boat? I wish someone would let me know. I'm assuming working legs is step one. Step two is probably have a hysterectomy, so I got that going for me. I got a lot of ass. So there's that. That wasn't such a big thing back in the 80s, was it? Guys used to use baby got back to make fun of me. Like, I'm serious. Like, I was from a hick town. I'm from Yakima. If you haven't been, woo! You'd never get that response. Now I'm curious. Are you from Yakima? Did you get drunk there? Did you get laid there? Those are like, that's all you can do. Huh? Tieton? Who said that? Up here? Tieton? Holy God, that's where people get found murdered. No, I'm serious. A friend of mine got lit on fire out there just like over the summer. That's insane. I'm surprised you made it out. Way to be. And lo and behold, we're both at a comedy show. Go figure, from that area. No, it's nice. It's like the prettiest meth lab you've ever seen. Like, it's really special. If you want to try some fine wines and watch some people fight themselves, I highly recommend going. It's a beautiful area. I don't know, I do try to date. Like, I've been putting myself out there, right? I've been making the profiles. They're really funny. I say things like, I'm a rocket scientist that teaches yoga to poor kids, because I figure nobody's telling the truth on that anyway. They can't see through the sarcasm. They're fucking buying me dinner, maybe. I don't know. But no, I went on Tinder, and it's terrible, because it's just like wall of meat after wall of meat and like gym shot after gym shot, right? With like those six packs that I've been tricked by before. I don't want that in a guy. Like, I figure I'm disabled. if there's some kind of like zombie or Republican apocalypse, I want a guy with enough fat stored up to go a couple of days without food and find me some, you know what I mean? Like somebody with fat stores, somebody that can keep my kid engaged. Because like you get out in the woods with one of these keto fucks, they're gonna be handing him like handfuls of nuts for dinner, right? You get a fat guy, he's gonna find a Twinkie truck. Like shit's gonna happen. You give my kid Twinkies for dinner runs, he'll follow you anywhere, I promise. He's a good boy. He's my miracle baby. I like a guy. Besides, have you ever had sex with a guy with a six-pack? No. Thank God. It's like the worst fucking thing ever. They're always like, you like that? You like that? You like that? Right? And they always follow it up with like, yeah, you like that, don't you? That's how you know it's a statement and not a question. Like, yeah. I'm like, I didn't get an answer. It's terrible. You're only going to give it that like 1 or 2 times more tops, right? But you get like a fat guy, it is a whole different experience. They'll be like stroking the hair that's been bothering you out of your face, right? And they're like looking into your eyes and they're working their hips and they're like, do you like that? Like they care about how you feel. They value your input. They need that goddamn Yelp with you with your veterans, you guys. Fat guys fuck like homeless guys eat, okay? Like they don't know where their next meal's coming from. They're gonna make that shit count, all right? Last fat guy was, he fucked me so good I pulled my own hair. I was like, I got this one. We're a team. Team. All right, you guys have been great. Thank you so much for your time. My name is Stephanie Flynn.
Give it up for Yakima. My dad actually grew up in Pasco, Washington, and I tell you, that dry-ass place, I don't recommend anybody going there. Seriously, I can't deal. But, I was sitting there thinking, warming up a little bit. Like I said, y'all still sleep. So I might as well tell you the story one time. So I dated a white guy once. One time, I just had to get it off my checklist. I just was very interested. And I try not to bring people around my kids, too often, because being a single mom, I don't want to look like a whore or anything. So I'm not gonna say his name, but he came to my door one day unannounced, and that's a no-no. And so I'm talking to him, and I go back, and my kids are like, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, why? Well, there's a white man at the door. I'm like, yeah, it's my friend. Oh, I thought you were going to jail. Like, damn, is it that bad? Like, mom can't date a professional white man? Goodness gracious. But anyway, let's give it up for our next comedian, Megan KD.
Hi, I'm Magic Mike. Just kidding, I'm Megan. Hi, I'm so happy to be here. And thank you, Dante, for putting this together. This is an amazing, spicy, hot mama show. I'm really happy to be here. I'm mildly dyslexic, and I think it's cute. Because when I see the word applause, I think it says applesauce. Applesauce, please. Thank you. Thank you. Really happy to be here. I'm having a pretty good year so far. A couple months ago, I turned 30. I'm okay with it. My mom didn't raise a little bitch. My dad did. It's really good to be here. Let's jump in. My name is Megan. Thank you. And a little bit about myself. In the year 2016, I was very sick, and I was diagnosed with a chronic illness. I'm dying to tell you what it is. I have celiac disease. There's no cure for what I have. And the only treatment is to eat a gluten-free diet. So in other words, in 2016, I became another white girl named Megan, who can't have gluten. My life is a basic nightmare. And the unfortunate side effect is now I like Cardi B. I think Invasion of Privacy is a phenomenal album. Through Your Phone is a great song. I went through my ex's phone and I found a file called Pink Tacos. None of them were mine. I don't know, people like porn. Unless you're Jared from Subway, you never know how old those tacos are. Be careful. All right, it's quiet in here. Yeah, I'm having a pretty good year so far. I stopped watching the news. And I started watching porn. I'm down with the BBC. I just needed something different. I found out I don't like MILF porn. I've been a mom for 9 years, and I don't look like any of those mommies. Okay, I do like period porn. That's the first time I got that reaction. Ew. Oh, like medieval or Renaissance, that time period porn. Jeez, get your. Like the Moaning Lisa. Or whatever time period Vlad the Impaler was. I went by Vlad the Impale-her. And then there was blood everywhere. Ew. No, period porn. Ew. Having a gross day, you guys. Anyways. Yeah, I'm a mom. Where are my parents at? They're here. I'm just kidding. They're not here. I'm a full-time single parent. I have a wonderful 9-year-old daughter who ruins my life every day. I'm kidding, I love her so much. She's like my twin. She's Danny DeVito. I'm Arnold. Twins. No, she actually just turned 9 on Monday. You know what my child loves? Applesauce. No. I go, yeah, she turned 9 on Monday. It's kind of crazy. It's crazy. She's in the 3rd grade. She came home from school this year and she asked me to teach her how to dab. I said, sorry, sweetheart, you're not old enough to use a blowtorch. I love her so much. Halloween was fun. We went trick-or-treating, and I noticed a lot of parents were handing out shots of Fireball. I thought that was really inconsiderate. My daughter had 30 days sober. I love her so much. I had a lot of fun. Dating is fun. I don't do a lot of it. It's unfortunate because I'm great at flirting and asking questions like, guess how many cats I have? Or, guess how many times my real daddy has strangled me? I have 3 cats. Thank you. Thank you. I like that joke. Because I really do have 3 cats. I feel like you guys feel bad for me now. No, I never counted how many times my dad strangled me. It was about a handful of times. It's cool. I'm having a lot of fun. Anyways, do you guys like ASMR? Well, that's all right. I'm still telling this joke. Do you guys know what ASMR is? The autonomous sensory meridian response videos? Yeah, there's a little bit of neuroscience involved, but they're just the YouTube videos that, like, they're just sound and noise YouTube videos that help you. They give you tingles and they help you fall asleep. I'm into it. I'm a sleepy little baby. I love everything about it. It's so amazing. Sometimes I have to slow myself down because I get really excited talking about it. But I love the gentle whispering and the hand movements and the tapping and the scratching. This is crazy, but I actually started making ASMR videos for my cats. It's just me slowly opening cans of cat food for 20 minutes while whispering, "Here, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty." They work every time. That joke's over. No, it's not. I'm on the Tingles app. It's an app for singles who need tingles. I'm just kidding. I'm on Tinder. And I've seen some shit. Like this guy's profile. No, there was this one guy, he said he wanted to lick my blood and take me hiking. I don't want to go hiking. I'm actually into older men. Kind of like Catherine Zeta-Jones. You know how she is famously 49 and her husband, Michael Douglas, is 74. So I like to say that I'm Catherine Zeta-Jones in for some dick. I actually had one guy, he said he was too old for me. Well, you know who would never say that? Michael fucking Douglas. We could eat applesauce together. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I love that applesauce is gluten-free. Yep. I'm having a really great night, you guys. Thank you. There was this, I guess I'll leave you guys with it's maybe 2 more jokes. I mean, you know, they're short. It's fine. We're having a lot of fun. Having so much fun. I'm warm. I'm in Columbia City Theater. There's a DJ. I'm Magic Mike. No, there was this one guy, he said he was looking for someone to tie him up. I'm down. I don't kink shame. I want to tie you up and leave. Because you know what my kink is? Seattle. It's abandonment. Ooh, that was a solid joke. No, yeah. All right, I'm Megan Katie, kind of like Louis C.K., but I won't force you to watch me masturbate. Good night.
Give it up for, yeah. A little speechless, but you know, we still got one more, y'all. Wake up. I know it's past y'all bedtime. I don't know what time y'all kids go to sleep, but black kids don't go to sleep early. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, I give mine melatonin. Don't tell anybody. All right, so last of the night. Give it up for our comedian, Kiesha G.
Booty pumping. I see who y'all are. I see. Thank y'all for coming out here. I'm Kiesha G. I appreciate y'all. I am grateful. The G is for grateful that y'all came out here on Black Friday. Yeah, y'all went and did that shopping? No. Good, all right, no. Yeah, Black Friday is an interesting day. It is nothing like what it sounds like it should be. Okay? It should be the day that we all wake up black. Okay? A beautiful day where no one has to worry about being the black friend, because we are all the black friend on Black Friday. The one day of the year where we all agree on what the phrase all lives matter means. The day where nobody gets anywhere because we electric slide everywhere. And we just looking good, going in a square. Hey, nobody going to work. Yes, but no, that's not what Black Friday is. It is the day where I don't get to go to my peaceful place of retreat, my favorite place to take an aimless stroll in the Pacific Northwest, Target. Can't go in there on Black Friday. Yes, I find my peace between the bed sheets and the bacon. $100 cover charge, it's okay, I'll pay it. Black Friday turns Target into Walmart. You can't relax in a Walmart. Oh no, you gotta shop like you're being chased by a leopard in a Walmart. You just take your arm and shove stuff off the shelf into the thing and you run in a Walmart. It's everyday low prices meets every man for himself in a Walmart. That's why they got them smiley faces all over the wall. To make you feel like your life is worth living in a Walmart. It's nothing like Target. In Target, I'm a warrior. That's why they got bullseyes everywhere. Bam. Take that deal right there. Yes, don't judge me. Everybody gets their rest and relaxation in the way they ought to get it. I go to Target, because sometimes I have trouble sleeping. I need other things to do. I'm very grateful right now that I actually slept in my own bed last night. Yeah. It's not a humble brag about not being homeless or some amazing single mom sex life that I'm having. It's not that. It's just I keep having this problem where I fall asleep on the sofa. These middle-aged problems. I should back up and explain, okay? So in my day job, I work at this big corporation. I'm a corporate Kiesha. We're on the rise. Yes, we exist. So during the daytime, corporate Kiesha negotiates partnerships between big companies. I get them to agree. I'm good at what I do. But I can't seem to negotiate a lasting peace between my brain and my body as it relates to where we should be sleeping. They're just too different. They don't get along. My brain, she's smart. She's practical. She says things like, I'd like to speak to the manager. Not pleased with the situation. My body is who would emerge from behind the curtain like I'm the manager. What's your problem? She aggressive and slippery like she's selling timeshares. A typical scene. We'd be there on the couch, me, my brain, and my body, watching both Fire Festival documentaries back to back. Oh, jeepers, Billy. My brain, despite this inspiring content, she's still coming up with pretty practical stuff. She's like, okay, it's getting kind of late, ladies. We shouldn't fall asleep here on the couch. It's probably bad for our back, okay? We should stop taking Prosecco shots. Should go brush our teeth and climb into bed. My body hears this and she like, you talking about our teeth and our back? Those are body topics, mind your business, okay? And second of all, while you were watching the Billy McFarlane Chronicles, I was warming this whole sofa for us. And these pillows. And after that chili we ate tonight, it's extra warm under the blanket. So be respectful and lay our head down and close our eyes. My brain is like, come on, man, please. Okay, fine. Can I set an alarm? My body's like, girl, go ahead. Set 5. So my body knows what I know and what all of y'all know. Them 5 alarms are gonna be as effective as some flat tummy tea. Just not gonna work, okay? So we set the alarms, and the morning comes. Yes, and we wake up on that 5th alarm, because my body turned off all the other 4. She didn't think we were ready. It's just like she did it without our consciousness. So there we go, waking up in a little bit of a panic, thinking, man, I'm gonna be late now. And late is a bad look for corporate Kiesha. And that's when my body launches her final heinous assault. She's like, girl, you look stressed. I know what you need. You just need 9 more minutes of sleep. Why don't you push that snooze button? Push it. Push it real good. That's convincing, right? So we do it. Y'all know what those 9 minutes feel like. Those 9 magic minutes feel like 30 seconds, but they're really an hour. So there I go, starting the day off late for work, feeling stressed, needing to go back to Target for stress relief. Damn. You know what happens though, once you use shopping as stress relief, you see things in the store that just piss you off again. It's a couple of things going on in the store that disrupt my peace, okay? There's an issue of how they treat the brassiers for the women who have above a D cup. Okay, somebody in here said right. Somebody in here is out there like me shopping for quadruple Ds. They just call them a G in the UK, because in America, they like our bra sizes to look like equations. Keep our lady brains working. Yeah, in the store, they got the little tiny bras merchandised in the main aisle. Yeah, oh, it's brightly lit there. They look like little holiday ornaments. They are so cute. Nora Jones Jazz is playing in that part of the store. Come away with me in the night. Not them quadruple Ds, though. Those bras are in the back by the dressing rooms. It's dark back there. The bras are in boxes like they're ashamed of themselves. Trap music is playing in that part of the store. It's quadruple D's in the trap. You need industrial straps. Get your chest out of your lap. Girl, you gonna need zippers and snaps, girl. People out here like, girl, you get the big ones, you won. Don't be complaining about that. It's not cute how you think it is. You're not out there wearing a skydiving harness made of lace. Be trying to run, because they get bigger as you gain weight. You be out there, that's what women do in the 5K, they do that T-Rex run. Because they trying to protect their neck. Your Fitbit be yelling at you like, girl, swing your arms, what are you doing? It's like, I'm just being a G. It's not good, it's not good. I'm gonna tell you one other thing that's unkind in the store. I'm in the market for some new pajamas, some jammies, ladies. Talking to y'all, because they've got a special treat for us in the store. Oh, they give us two options for the pajamas. They're giving you strings and lace. And get the out of my face. They're giving you, let's get it on. And leave me the hell alone. Everything that's remotely comfortable has an angry paragraph on it. Nice, comfortable, soft shirt, and on it says, all I need is me, my cat, and some pizza. Pizza be right here. Whose pizza do we have to eat to get something basic? If you're gonna put an angry paragraph on my pajamas, at least make it something useful for a single mom. Been married for a while. I got rusty, dusty game. I need some help. Put on there like what I'm supposed to do when somebody slides into my DMs, okay? Because it's not working out what they're saying to me. If you slide into my DMs, I only got 2 questions for you as a divorced woman. Are you trying to sleep with me? And can you load a dishwasher? All right, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. My name's Kiesha G.
We really appreciate you guys coming out tonight. I know it probably cost a lot and took a lot of your time you'll never get back, but we really appreciate you. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to round up all the comedians and we're going to bring them all out to the stage, okay? And we need a big round of applause, so I'm going to need you to clap. Oh, and we need applesauce.
Hey, thank you for coming out to another Suitman production. Hey, for all you guys here, if you look on that back table, you have autographs of all your performers tonight on the poster. Go ahead and grab yourself ones. These are rising stars. So you will see these ladies in Sick. You've seen some of them in other competitions. They'll be on our shows. Once a month, we have a Suitman Productions here, so make sure you check it out. Also, give it up for DJ of the Year, DJ Pink! Thank you for coming and supporting local comedy. You guys have a great night. Thank you for coming out.